Terrible decisions were made in 1993. A study was conducted on why old men have bigger ears. The first webcam was created to broadcast live images on the internet, and the first live-action film based on the video game Super Mario Bros. Hit theaters. This film, which Nintendo wants to forget, hides scenes with a lot of intensity, such as Yoshi being stabbed, children hatching from eggs, and a sensual, shirtless Luigi. So sit down, grab some popcorn, and enjoy this audio-visual spectacle. We're gonna tell you 25 amazing secrets of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. The cast of characters itself is a real mishmash. We have Mario and Luigi with a 20-year age difference, Daisy as a warrior princess who is half dinosaur and half human, Bowser as a lizard that is digivolved, Yoshi as a giant salamander, and Toad as a rock star. The weirdest of them all, however, are the Koopas and Goombas, suited and big-headed creatures who come with flamethrowers as accessories. It seems that translating the game characters to the film was quite a pain, as they went through a creative process with tremendously horrendous designs. Unlike the animated film, where Mario is sucked into a pipe that leads to the Mushroom Kingdom, much of the story takes place in a parallel dimension where there is a mushroom-infested city called Dino Hatton. Yeah, Manhattan, but with dinosaurs. This city was almost entirely recreated for the filming, and for that, they remodeled a huge abandoned cement factory. The result was this incredible post-apocalyptic set built for the occasion. Although Nintendo completely wants to forget about this Super Mario Bros. Movie and pretend it never existed, the writers and animators of the Super Mario animated movie wanted to pay a small homage to it. When Mario arrives at the Mushroom Kingdom through a pipe, he says,
"What is this place?"
The same dialogue line that Mario says a lot of times when he first arrives in Dino Hatton with Luigi.
Where is this place? What is this place?
What is this place?
The pose that both brothers adopt to promote their plumbing service is a special reference to the poster of the 1993 movie. The design of the van is also inspired by the one that appeared in the live-action movie. Now, during the filming of the movie, Bob Hoskins, the actor who plays Super Mario, had a small accident and got his fingers caught in the door of the Mario Brothers van. As a result, he had to wear a cast on his hand for several days, even while filming. For this reason, Bob Hoskins hides his right hand in some scenes of the movie. But that's just the beginning. In an interview, the actor said that during filming, he almost drowned, was electrocuted, and was stabbed up to 4 times. Although there is no further details about the latter. It was so terrible to work on that movie that sometimes the Super Mario actor would show up drunk on the set just to forget about his suffering. In the dance club where Mario and Luigi infiltrate to recover Daisy's meteorite piece, we can see a psychedelic image projected on the back wall. It is very difficult to notice it because it happens quickly, but if you pay attention, you'll discover that it's Super Mario World's Bowser's hideout repeated in a pattern on the wall. During filming, the recording team had some slips with the continuity of the film scenes. When Mario and Luigi are in the elevator and escape, we have a shot where they are wearing futuristic boots, but when they climb up through the trapdoor, they have suddenly disappeared. Something similar also happens with Luigi when he opens the van. In one shot, he takes the toolbox, but in the next shot, he doesn't have it in his hand as he closes the door, and in the next shot, he has it again. These paranormal phenomena only increase with Iggy and Spike's car, which in the middle of the movie and for no apparent reason loses one of its front doors and moves without it. Very strange. Now this one's a nod to the most nostalgic gamers out there. The design of the devolution guns used by Bowser and his minions to devolve their victims' DNA is based on the Super Scope for the Super NES, an accessory sold by Nintendo for the console that allowed you to shoot at the screen to play games like Yoshi's Safari. Now if you pay attention to the posters of some establishments in Dino Hatton, you'll discover a lot of references to Super Mario characters. One of the taxis reads Wiggler. It is also on a sign on one of the buildings. There's a tattoo center called Hammer Bros, a sign with the name Bullet Bill. The Koopa cinemas are showing the movie I Was a Teenage Mammal, Pop Toad's Popcorn, Sparky from Super Mario World, the Fry Guys from Super Mario Bros. 2, a hotel with an image of a fishbone. You can also read the names of Boo and Ostro, the ostrich from Super Mario Bros. 2. In the scene where Mario and Luigi are escaping in a car, they take a detour through a tunnel that says Koopahari Desert. This one's a reference to the Koopahari Desert world from Super Mario Bros. 3 for NES, where Mario could turn into a tanuki. The This one will stomp you. The boots that Mario and Luigi use to make big jumps are inspired by the boots worn by Goombas in Super Mario Bros. 3. Actually, these futuristic boots are called Thwomp Stompers, a reference to the Thwomp Rocks from the Super Mario games. The soles of these boots feature a drawing of one of these enemies, and the stores that sell them have their name in English. We all know Mario and the Green Mario, but what you probably didn't know is their surnames. Due to the requirements of the script, Nintendo had to invent the plumber's last name for the movie, which ultimately ended up being Mario. So we have Mario Mario and Luigi Mario, a name the brothers confessed before ending up locked in jail.
It's Mario Mario and Luigi Mario.
In 2012, Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Super Mario, confirmed that the surnames were put in exclusively for the movie script, and then, on the 30th anniversary of the plumber, confirmed that Mario is the official surname of the brothers. The devolution machine allows both going back in the evolutionary process of a living being and advancing it to expand its cognitive abilities. Bowser created this technology and made it portable, which is why we see him turn Anthony Scapelli into a monkey. The thing is, when Iggy and Spike use it to increase their intelligence, it seems that it doesn't work completely, because when Iggy tells his partner the result of the square root of 26,481, he gets it wrong.
Do you know what the square root of 26,481 is?
What are you talking about?
191. 191.
This is because the devolution machine can only enhance intelligence up to the point where neurological capabilities can reach, and it seems that both Iggy and Spike don't have much more to offer. After defeating Bowser, Dino Hatton returns to normal, and Daisy's father regains his human form. This scene is a nod to the kings in Super Mario Bros. 3, where each time we save a kingdom, its king is freed from a spell and regains their original human form. The directors of Super Mario Bros. Hid various sounds from the original video game throughout the movie. When Daisy uses Bowser's panel, you can hear the distorted one-up sound. The same occurs when Bowser is talking to the police, although other game sounds are also heard. When activating the boots, a sound similar to Mario throwing fireballs and then losing a life can be heard. Some actors in the movie were chosen to portray monsters from the game. Iggy is one of the Koopalings and is present alongside Spike, one of the enemies that throw spikes in the game. And speaking of enemies, both Sniffits and Goombas are also embodied by humans, the latter being huge robotic puppets. Big Bertha's case is a bit more unusual, as it represents the giant Cheep Cheeps from Super Mario Bros. 3, also known as Big Berthas. That's right, just that. There are also characters that are identical to their designs in the video games. One of them is Bullet Bill, which in the movie is used to propel the futuristic boots. The other is Bob, perhaps a bit smaller than what we're used to, but it explodes just the same. The curious thing here is that on the underside of his feet, you can read Reebok, the name of an American brand of sports accessories and sneakers. If you pay close attention to the scenes with Bob, you can see the thread that moves it on the screen. It seems they forgot to hide it. Now, if you wait until the end of the credits, like in Marvel movies, you'll discover a secret scene where Iggy and Spike try to negotiate with a pair of Japanese gentlemen about the release of a video game. When asked for the name, they hesitate a bit about how to call it, but finally agree and say,
The Super Koopa Cousins.
parody the title that Luigi and Mario have in the video games, the Super Mario Bros. The Super Mario Bros. Movie was a disaster from beginning to end. The script was rewritten so many times that when the actors began to play their parts, they realized that they had signed up for a completely different movie than the one initially presented to them. The directors, Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel, never agreed on how to give orders, leading them to being expelled from some recordings and later from the editing room. In fact, they threw out their entire careers with this movie. In addition, some actors even arrived drunk to set. Bob Hoskins declared that he almost died while filming. There were constant disputes over absurd script changes, and the film failed at the box office due to its absurd and incoherent script. But I mean, really, how successful did they think it would be? Where Super Mario interacts with street women, dinosaurs get stabbed, and Luigi looks like Mario's adopted son with his shirt off. There are several deleted scenes from the movie, among which a rap sung by Iggy and Spike stands out.
When we met two plumbers,
Who had an idea?
they showed us the lake.
And the new frontier.
Mario
And Luigi.
they know what's right.
We gotta take a stand and put up a fight.
Well, stop.
The fact that the idea of a series of live-action Super Mario Bros. Movies died with the first installment left some of its writers with an existential void, including Parker Bennett, who, along with Steve Applebaum and Ryan Haas, decided to undertake an independent comic project to give the movie a worthy sequel. It is titled Super Mario Bros. 2, and the plot is about how Daisy, Mario, and Luigi try to stop Ward from his plan to conquer parallel worlds. Unfortunately, the comic was left incomplete, leaving the project halfway since 2015. One thing, however, is clear: everything related to this movie is cursed and doomed to fail. Now, if there is one thing that the Super Mario Bros. Movie did do well, it was the use of special effects in its scenes. To create the Goombas, huge robotic puppets were used to control their facial expressions, and the same went for Yoshi, who was a fully innovative radio-controlled dinosaur. We know that the plot of Super Mario Bros. Is a bit strange, which is why at the beginning of the film there's an introduction to clarify things for the viewer. Unfortunately, it doesn't explain why Iggy and Spike's car door disappears. At the beginning, instead of an animated introduction, real action scenes were used, which really confused viewers as they didn't understand if it was a parallel dimension or the past. Finally, this was removed and replaced with these cartoons that looked like a low-budget The Land Before Time. In an attempt to relate the movie to the video game, the directors placed the final showdown between Mario and Bowser on a small footbridge in Dino Hatton, a reference to the final battle of Super Mario Bros., where Mario has to cross a footbridge to activate a switch and throw Bowser into the lava. In the movie, however, Mario simply places a bomb underneath him. The Super Mario Bros. Movie has a futuristic and slightly more adult look because its directors realized that people of all ages played Super Mario Bros. And not just children. That's why they decided to give it a similar tone to futuristic movies of the 90s like Blade Runner or Mad Max, as viewers would be more familiar with the genre. In fact, Super Mario Bros. Was almost nominated for the Oscars due to its groundbreaking special effects, but its huge box office failure and negative reviews prevented it from being nominated. Interestingly, Super Mario Bros. Is about dinosaurs, a theme that was also exploding in Jurassic Park at the time. Both films shared the box office in 1993, but only one of them was successful. Despite its enormous failure, Super Mario Bros. Also had its own line of merchandise. Among the most outstanding were some badass action figures of characters like Mario, Luigi, Bowser, Iggy, Spike, and Goomba. Some of them even spoke. There were also movie-themed walkie-talkies, the Devolution gun, and collectible badges. Okay, so it may not have been the best movie in history, not even in any parallel universes, but Super Mario Bros. Has given us iconic moments in situations that we would never have seen with a Nintendo character. We will always wonder why Iggy and Spike's car door disappeared, but while we figure it out, you can subscribe to our channel and take a look at the rest of our Super Mario facts and Easter egg videos, and I'll see you next time.